Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought to yourself, when did I start looking this tired? Or maybe you've noticed that certain days just feel heavier, like your energy has quietly slipped away without warning. If you're over 60, you're not imagining it. The small things you do every day, the ones that feel harmless, might be making you look and feel a whole decade older than you really are. I'm not talking about genetics or illnesses you can't control. I'm talking about daily habits, tiny patterns we repeat without thinking, that slowly chip away at our youth, our energy, and sometimes even our confidence. And the hardest part? Most people have no idea they're doing it. That's exactly why I wanted to make this video. You deserve to feel vibrant, to feel strong, to feel like yourself. And while we can't stop time, we can certainly stop doing the things that make it move faster on our faces and in our bodies. So in today's video, I'll walk you through 6 common habits, things many seniors do without thinking. That might be quietly speeding up aging. Once you recognize them, you'll see just how easy it is to take control again, one small change at a time. Let's begin with one of the most underestimated habits, skipping breakfast, or worse, replacing it with just coffee. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm not hungry in the morning, or I've never been a breakfast person. That's totally understandable. But here's the thing. After the age of 60, your metabolism naturally slows down. Your body starts needing more help to stay energized, to keep muscles strong, and to maintain balance throughout the day. When you skip breakfast, your body doesn't just wait patiently. It starts pulling energy from reserves, breaking down muscle, increasing stress hormones like cortisol, and slowing down your overall rhythm. You might not feel it immediately, but over time, it adds up. You start feeling weaker by noon. Your skin might look dull. Your memory feels a little foggier. That's not just age. That's hunger talking. And what about those who only drink coffee? Well, caffeine gives you a temporary lift, sure. But without any nutrients in your system, that boost is just a trick. Within hours, your blood sugar crashes, your energy dips, and your body goes into panic mode. That stress shows up on your face, in your mood, and in how tired you feel by the afternoon. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Marlene. She's 72, sharp as a tack, used to be a school librarian. For years, she told me, "Oh, I don't need breakfast. I just have my coffee and go." She thought she was saving time and cutting calories. But slowly, she started feeling more tired during the day, and even tripped a few times while walking. Her skin looked dry, and her hair was thinning faster than she expected. When her doctor suggested adding a small, balanced breakfast, just oatmeal with berries and some nuts, or a boiled egg with whole grain toast, she noticed a difference within a week. Her energy picked up, her digestion improved, and even her mood brightened. All that from simply eating a little something in the morning. Breakfast doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to be real. A small bowl of Greek yogurt with fruit, a banana with peanut butter, even a smoothie with spinach, banana, and a scoop of protein powder. Your body is asking for fuel, and how you respond sets the tone for your entire day. The truth is, after 60, food is no longer just about appetite. It's medicine, it's fuel, it's protection. And here's something most people don't realize. Skipping breakfast doesn't just affect your body. It affects your brain. Studies show that seniors who eat breakfast daily have sharper memory, better focus, and fewer mood swings. That means fewer arguments, less anxiety, and more joy in your day. So the next time you think, "I'll just have coffee and wait until lunch," ask yourself, do I want to feel 10 years older today? Or 10 years younger? Small changes, like adding breakfast, aren't just good habits. They're acts of self-respect. They're signals to your body and brain that you're still showing up, still choosing to thrive, even as the years go by. Now, once you've built a morning routine that includes breakfast, something amazing happens. Your whole day becomes more balanced. You don't crash at 3 p.m. You don't overeat at night. And best of all, you feel steady, clear, alive. Coming up, we'll talk about a second habit that might seem harmless, but is actually making your body age faster from the inside out, especially your muscles and joints. And no, it's not about lack of exercise. But before we dive in, take a moment to reflect. Are you feeding your body with kindness in the morning? Or are you starting the day by starving the very machine that keeps you going? Let's keep going. You're already taking the first step toward feeling younger. And it starts with awareness. You know, sometimes it's not the big things that wear us down. It's the little things. The things we repeat every single day without thinking twice. And before we know it, they stack up, quietly stealing our energy, making us look older, feel heavier, and move slower than we really are. Let me tell you about George. He's 74 and still sharp as a tack. But one day, while visiting his daughter, he caught his reflection in the mirror and didn't recognize the man looking back at him. "When did I start looking so tired?" he asked her. It wasn't his wrinkles or his hair. It was something else. A heaviness in the eyes, a slow way of walking, a tension in the jaw. That day, George decided to ask his doctor. Not about creams or pills, but about habits. "What am I doing every day that's making me look older than I feel?" he asked. The answer surprised him. And it might surprise you, too. Let's talk about the first habit, skipping breakfast or eating a sugary one. It might not sound like a big deal, but when you're over 60, your body runs best on steady fuel, especially in the morning. George had fallen into the routine of just drinking coffee and maybe grabbing a muffin. "I don't really feel hungry in the morning," he used to say. But the truth is, skipping breakfast leads to low blood sugar, sluggish energy, and mood swings. And when you do finally eat, your body stores it more easily as fat, not fuel. It also causes your metabolism to slow down over time. His doctor suggested starting the day with something simple but powerful. A boiled egg, half an avocado, and a slice of whole grain toast. Just that. 3 weeks later, George wasn't just feeling more energized. He said people had started telling him he looked well-rested. Funny how that works. Now let's move to the next habit. Not drinking enough water. It's easy to forget. We're not as thirsty as we used to be. But your skin, joints, and even your brain are all crying out for hydration. George used to go through half the day without a single glass of water. "I drink tea," he'd say. But caffeine dehydrates more than it helps. Dehydration makes your skin look dull, your eyes sunken, and your memory foggy. It also makes your digestion slower and your joints creakier. So, what changed? George bought a 24-ounce water bottle and promised himself he'd finish 2 of them a day. Just 2. And suddenly, his hands stopped feeling so stiff. He wasn't reaching for ibuprofen so often. And that little sparkle in his eyes? It came back. Let's talk about another sneaky habit, spending too much time sitting. I know, it's comfortable. But after 60, the more you sit, the faster your muscles forget how to move. George loved watching old westerns. He'd sit for hours, only getting up during commercial breaks. But then he started noticing his knees were getting stiffer. Getting up from the chair started feeling like a task. That scared him. So his doctor gave him a challenge. Every hour, stand up and walk for just 5 minutes. Around the house, up and down the hallway, out to check the mailbox. Nothing fancy. At first, George resisted. "What difference does 5 minutes make?" he said. But after 1 week, the difference was clear. He was sleeping better, breathing easier, and feeling steadier on his feet. He even said, "I feel taller somehow." One more habit that aged him faster than he realized, constantly worrying but keeping it to himself. You know what I mean? That quiet, heavy stress that simmers under the surface. Worrying about your children, your health, the news, your bills. George never wanted to burden anyone. He smiled through everything. But bottling up worry shows on your face. Creases in the forehead, tightness in the jaw, fatigue in your eyes. So his daughter encouraged him to start journaling every night before bed. Just 5 minutes. "Dump it all onto paper," she said. "Don't carry it with you to sleep." It became a nightly ritual. Pen, notebook, lamp, peace. After a month, George said he hadn't felt that emotionally light in years. He laughed more. His blood pressure even dropped. Turns out, letting it out is better than holding it in. And here's the fifth habit: ignoring posture. George didn't even notice it. Over time, he'd started slouching, shoulders curved, neck forward. It felt normal. But poor posture doesn't just make you look older. It can actually compress your lungs, affect digestion, and even cause chronic pain. His daughter took a picture of him from the side one day, and he was shocked. "I look like I'm shrinking," he said. The solution? Each morning, he started doing a simple wall stretch, standing with his back against the wall, shoulders and head touching, arms reaching up slowly. Just 3 minutes a day. And after a few weeks, his friends started commenting, "You're walking differently these days." He stood taller, breathed deeper, felt stronger. And the final habit that was quietly aging George: eating dinner too late and going to bed full. He used to snack late into the night, cheese, crackers, a little dessert. But digesting food takes a lot of energy. Energy your body should be using to repair itself at night. Sleeping on a full stomach led to restless sleep, bloating, and morning fatigue. So he shifted his dinner to 6 p.m. and stopped eating anything heavy after that. He slept better, woke up with more clarity, and even said his dreams had returned. Something he hadn't noticed in years. You see, none of these were big, dramatic changes. George didn't start running marathons or going vegan. He didn't spend money on fancy gadgets or programs. He just looked at his daily life, the small, quiet habits, and decided to make them kinder to his body. And the results? He didn't just look younger. He felt younger. And that's the real win. It's funny, isn't it? How the little things, those small choices we make without even thinking, end up shaping our entire life. One day, you wake up and realize you haven't stretched in weeks. You're reaching for the remote instead of your walking shoes. You're skipping breakfast, staying up too late, spending too much time alone. And somehow, somewhere along the way, you stopped feeling like you. But here's the good news. The very same little things that quietly pulled you down can also lift you back up. Maybe you've seen yourself in the habits we talked about today. Maybe you've been skipping meals, sleeping poorly, letting stress take over, or slipping into a routine that's not really serving you anymore. That's okay. That's human. The point isn't to feel ashamed. The point is to notice. Because awareness is where change begins. After all, you're not powerless. Far from it. Just because you're over 60 doesn't mean your life has to feel smaller. In fact, This might be the most powerful stage of your life, if you claim it. If you start treating your body not as something that's fading, but as something that deserves care, attention, and love every single day. I once knew a man named Harold. He was 79 when we met, sharp-witted and stubborn as a mule. He used to joke that aging was just a slow retreat. But one day, after a health scare and a long talk with his grandson, he decided to try something different. He started walking again, just around the block at first. He drank water instead of soda. He stretched his legs before bed. He started calling old friends instead of watching the news in silence. Within 6 months, he looked like he had taken 10 years off, not just physically, but in spirit. "I didn't get younger," he told me. "I just started living again." That's the thing. Age doesn't rob us of life. Habit does. And when you change your habits, you change your experience of growing older. So if there's one thing I want you to walk away with today, it's this. You are not stuck. You are not finished. And it's never too late to feel good again. Start small. Start today. Drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. Take a walk before the sun gets too high. Turn off the TV and open a book. Call someone you've been missing. Stretch your arms. Breathe deeply. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier than usual. These aren't radical changes. They're lifelines, gifts to your future self. And if the people around you say, "Why bother?" you look them in the eye and say, "Because I'm still here, and I still want to feel here." Let the world see you as strong, kind, awake, and fully alive. Because you deserve that, and you're capable of more than you know. Now, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. That tells me you care about yourself, your health, your energy, and you're the kind of person who doesn't settle for just getting by. You're someone who still wants to live fully. So I'd love to hear from you. What's one small habit you're going to change after watching this video? Leave a comment below and let me know. I read every single one. Your story might inspire someone else to start their journey too. And if you found this helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend or family member over 60 who might need a gentle reminder. You are not old. You are not done. You are becoming wiser. And the best version of yourself might still be ahead. See you in the next video. Until then, stay strong, stay kind, and keep moving forward.